Yeah, good evening, sir. Please tell your name first, sir.
So I'm Suman Batra. I'm a lawyer, also an author. I write more out of passion. This is not my profession. My profession is my law practice. Uh, this book, Kafila, Changi Families, Partition Memoir, is my eighth book.
Okay.
And this book is very dear to me because it, while documenting the history of partition,
Hmm.
the partition of India
Hmm.
in 1947 that followed our
Okay.
independence,
Okay.
but also at the same point of time, it also records as a memoir my family's migration at the time
All
of
right.
partition from um, an area called Chang, which is
Hmm.
now in Pakistan.
Hmm.
And they traveled from that area to India, the domain of India, after independence, to Punjab. That became a part of India or
Hmm.
remained in India,
Hmm.
and eventually had to rebuild and reconstruct their life. And this book uh, discusses in detail the journey of their migration from the day when the talks about partition began, and it started becoming clear that the village, the division that they lived in and had lived in for years together, and their ancestors had lived in, built their homes, had land, had animals, had friends, had belongings, had their way of life, they will have to abandon.
Okay.
And yet, even though it sort of it
Yeah.
become a bit clear that they
Yes.
will have to leave, but they had not
Hmm.
anticipated that they will have to leave overnight
Hmm.
and leave in a way where they would not even have the luxury of saying goodbye to their friends, to their home, to their animals. And they will have to then, over the next 3 months, just walk, eat whatever they could find in the same set of clothes, saw the animals die,
Hmm.
saw people around them die,
Hmm.
saw very brutal violence, saw humanity at its lowest. But at the same point in time, they also saw how people stayed together and gave strength to each
Yes.
other,
Yes.
how people fought with
Yep.
all that they saw around them and managed to survive,
Hmm.
not just survive as alive, but allowed their spirit to remain alive
Hmm.
so that when they reached the safety of India, they could rebuild their
Hmm.
life
Hmm.
from the scratch.
Hmm.
And this is what this book is all about.
Okay. So, what inspires you, and from which influence you get influence to write a book? You are an author.
So, anybody who is creative,
Hmm.
anybody who wants to give expression to the creativity, whether it's a painter, a
Hmm.
poem, writer, or um, even someone who writes a book, or a photographer for that matter, they're all driven by a very strong sense of giving expression to their creativity. The form changes,
Hmm. Yes.
and their immediate provocation could be even a very small incident or episode, which then they develop into a full concept, and which goes ahead as a book then. But uh, of course, those who write professionally, they then think
Hmm.
through
Hmm.
a genre. They know that they
Hmm.
like, well, they
Hmm.
like their authors, as the readers write,
Yeah.
like them to write about a murder mystery, suspense, thriller, romance. Then they just tend to pick up that, and then every book then is about
Yeah.
that, okay, because that's what the readers want them to write about. But I write on very diverse topics. I've so far not repeated even a
Hmm.
single book on the
So
same
all
genre.
are different, different.
All very, very different because I am driven by a thought which I believe that I should write about, and then I write without really falling the trap of whether my readers would like it or not. And fortunately, so far, every book has done very well.
Okay. And what about this one?
Well, this book actually was driven by three factors.
All right.
First, essentially was that when last year, I saw in what happened in Dhaka, where young people got on the top of the statue of Abir Rahman and then started breaking it down. And I realized that it was history reshaping itself, and it will be good to write about the history of the subcontinent as I know it, or as I have learned it, or as I've been told. And then, of course, I also realized that if I don't write about it from the lens of my family, my children will never really get to know, and they will then learn what they would read, which is
Yes.
other people's account.
True. Yeah.
So why not read the account, an authentic account from their own family and their own parents? And that is how it all began. And I think it was also in a way good because, other than the name of my grandparents and grand uncles, I
Yeah.
don't really know much about the rest of the family. While it was a large family and where they lived, what the names were, where the children are. So all this book also took me to the journey of discovering my various family members who I had not met, had not stayed in touch with, did not even know that they exist. So it also therefore is of benefit to my children and future generation that they will know.
Great. So, you stay where currently at
I live
present?
in Delhi.
You live in Delhi.
New Delhi.
Okay, so I think you keep coming to Kolkata,
I keep coming to Kolkata. I love Kolkata.
but not very frequently, I guess.
I do come. I was here 10 days back for a conference organized by the Chartered Accountants.
All right.
I love Kolkata as a city. I love the culture here. I love the food. I love people here. And if I had a choice to live here, I would choose Kolkata as my home.
Okay, and your children?
I have a boy who is 24 years. He's in hospitality. He's
Uh,
just finished his education. My daughter is studying law. She's
Okay.
younger
Okay.
sibling of mine.
So wish you all the best for all your books, especially Kafila, which you've recently penned down. And would you like to say something about Durga Puja to Kolkata people?
I'm so happy that I'm doing this just on the eve of Durga Puja, which is so auspicious. But I'm also hoping that this next year we'll be able to spend more time in Durga Puja. This is so much talked about even in Delhi.
Yes.
We see it in Delhi, but to see it in Delhi Kolkata is an aspiration, and I hope to come back here again.
And about your book, what would you like to say to the spectators and the
To
buyers
readers,
and the readers,
please read it. It will give
especially
you,
the book lovers?
you will love it, I'm sure, because it gives you very deep insights about what happened in partition from the lens of someone whose family went through it. It will also show how, despite all the odds, despite all the hatred that existed around that time, yet there were people who, from different communities, who helped each other. And I think that's the strength of India, our ability to live together, respect each other's faith, respect each other's beliefs, and yet coexist happily. And hopefully, the younger generation will take a strong message from this, that the happiness of this continent, the prosperity, the economic growth of this subcontinent depends on how people from three countries in particular, India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh, live together in peace, together as one single community.
Yes. Okay. Thanks a lot, sir.
My
It was really nice, pleasant talking to you. Please keep coming to Calcutta,
Lovely.
and also go ahead with your lovely, lovely writing.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.